Welcome back, deep thinkers. Did you know that 99% of communication is nonverbal? People are constantly telling you things with their bodies, their eyes, everything. They just don't say it out loud. It's actually kind of scary, like what are they hiding? That's what we're going to be unpacking today. We're diving deep into the dark side of nonverbal cues, the kind of stuff that makes you go, are they into me? Get ready for some serious truth bombs about the signs people are secretly, maybe even subconsciously sexually attracted to you. This is gonna get weird, this is gonna get real, you might not be ready for all of this, but I'm here for you. Let's do it. Okay, so you're at a party, right? You're just like existing in the world, sipping your cranberry juice and trying not to make eye contact with anyone because same, and then bam, you lock eyes with someone across the room. Now, normally, you'd both be like, oh God, they saw me looking, and immediately avert your gaze, right? Like, that's the normal human thing to do. But what if they don't look away? What if they hold your gaze for an uncomfortably long time, like they're staring into your soul? Yeah, that's what we in the biz call prolonged eye contact, and it can be a huge red flag, or a green flag. I don't know, dating is confusing. I remember one time back in high school, this guy Chad, okay? Chad would not stop staring at me in English class, like I'm talking full-on laser focus on me, while the teacher was talking about Shakespeare. At first I was like, ew, Chad, no. But then I started noticing like, he was always around, always finding excuses to be near me. I swear, one time I dropped my pencil and he dove for it like it was the last slice of pizza at a sleepover. It was intense. And the staring? Oh, the staring never stopped. It was like he was trying to send me telepathic messages with his eyeballs. The point is, prolonged eye contact can mean a lot of things, but it's definitely a sign that someone is thinking about you a lot. Eye contact is one thing, but when someone gets touchy-feely, things get real, and potentially HR-worthy. Those accidental brushes, lingering touches, and let me get that moves are so obviously not about the something on your face. You know what I'm talking about, right? Picture this. You're at work, just trying to survive Monday, when suddenly Brenda from accounting is all in your personal space. She's laughing too loud, bumping into you, and touching your arm for like 5 seconds too long. I'm not saying Brenda is definitely into you, but she's at least aware of you on a physical level. And that, my friends, is where things get interesting. Physical touch releases all sorts of crazy chemicals in the brain. We're talking dopamine, oxytocin, the whole shebang. It's nature's way of saying, hey, this person is nice to touch. But sometimes, a touch is just a touch. And Brenda just really needs to find a human to pet besides Mr. Whiskers. Family ties, and other red flags. What happens when the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally start sending mixed signals? Like, what if your cousin, who you haven't seen since you were both in diapers, suddenly can't stop staring at you at Thanksgiving dinner? Or your aunt keeps accidentally brushing your leg under the table? Yeah, that's when you know things are getting really weird, really fast. And by weird, I mean potentially illegal in some states. Mirroring behavior is a thing, and it's not always innocent. When someone is attracted to you, they subconsciously start mimicking your movements. It's like they're trying to become your mirror image, which is kind of creepy. Imagine looking across the Thanksgiving table and seeing your Uncle Steve subtly copying your every move. He takes a sip of his drink when you do, reaches for the mashed potatoes at the same time, even scratches his nose in sync. That's not just a coincidence, that's your Uncle Steve trying to seduce you with mimicry. Okay, maybe not, but it's a little unsettling, right? I remember this one time my cousin who I hadn't seen since we were 5 came to visit for Christmas, and he just kept staring at me like, not even trying to be subtle about it. At first I thought maybe I had something on my face, but then I realized no, he was just mesmerized by me. And not in a good way, it was like he was trying to figure out if we were actually related or something. Which, to be fair, is a valid concern when you're adopted. Can't stop, won't stop talking to you. So, you're at a party, and you're cornered by that one person who just won't stop talking. They're telling you about their cat's latest hairball incident, their theories on the Bermuda Triangle, their entire life story in excruciating detail. You're trying to be polite, but inside you're just like, please, for the love of all that is holy, let me escape this conversation. But what if, and hear me out on this, they're only talking to you this much because they're secretly, madly, deeply in love with you? Okay, maybe not in love, but at least a little bit infatuated, because let's be real, when you're attracted to someone, you kind of want to monopolize their time, right? You want to learn everything about them, even if it means listening to them ramble on about their stamp collection for an hour. It's like a weird form of torture disguised as courtship. I remember this one time I was at this industry event, And this guy, who I had like maybe exchanged 3 words with ever, would not leave me alone. He followed me from the cheese platter to the bar, from the bar to the bathroom line, all the while regaling me with tales of his latest screenplay. At first I was like, dude, not interested, but then I started to realize that he was just really nervous and trying way too hard to impress me. Flirting 101. Are they hitting on you or just being weird? Okay, so we've covered eye contact, physical touch, mirroring behavior, and excessive communication. Now it's time for the granddaddy of them all, flirting. Because let's be real, if someone is flirting with you, there's a pretty good chance they're at least a little bit sexually attracted to you. Unless, of course, they're just really bad at social cues. Or they're from a different culture where flirting is less about sexual attraction and more about, like, expressing general politeness. But I digress. Flirting, in its purest form, is all about sending subtle or not so subtle signals that you're interested in someone. It's a delicate dance of witty banter, playful teasing, and strategically timed hair tosses. It's the art of making someone feel special, desired, and maybe a little bit flustered. When done right, it can be intoxicating. When done wrong, it can be a recipe for disaster, restraining orders, and years of therapy. I remember this one time I was at this bar, and this guy who was like objectively very attractive kept trying to flirt with me, but his pickup lines were so bad they were actually kind of impressive. I'm talking like, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see level bad. Stay aware, my friends. So there you have it, deep thinkers. 5 signs that people are secretly or not so secretly sexually attracted to you. Now, I'm not saying that if you see someone exhibiting these behaviors, you should immediately assume they want to jump your bones, but I am saying that it's always good to be aware of the subtle ways that people communicate their desires. You never know when you might be missing out on a chance for love, or at least a good story for your next therapy session. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark and mysterious world of human behavior. And remember, think deep, my friends.